Hi there, human beings. Today's the day that we're gonna talk about characters, which we all love and adore, right? A lot of readers read books for the characters alone, so you want your readers to be able to root for the characters so that they keep reading the book. I'm here with 5 tips on how to make your characters realistic and relatable, starting with tip number 1, give them flaws. So, if your character is perfect in every way, we're talking like cishet, neurotypical, white, the person that doesn't exist on planet Earth, then that will make your book really boring and your character will not be sympathetic at all, and readers will probably hate them, which you don't want. So, if you make your character have flaws, maybe they're clumsy, maybe they speak too quickly, maybe they have ADHD or depression or some other kind of flaw. Why does this make your characters more relatable? Because nobody's perfect. People can relate to that. And so if they relate to that, then the character will be sympathetic, and thus your book will be more interesting, and so your character will have more depth. Number 2, but not too flawed. Just like nobody's perfect, nobody is flawed beyond comprehension either. That's not realistic at all. You can't give your character all of the mental illnesses and all of the bad things that a human can have, because that's not realistic either. It's realistic for people to have good mixes of good and bad in their person, so their personality should reflect that. And even though some people seem like they have quite a few flaws, I assure you that they don't have all the flaws in the known universe, like some characters I've read do have. I wasn't able to relate to those characters, and thus I put the book down and never picked it up again. And you don't want that as a writer, so make sure that your character has some good and bad, probably close to equal amounts, so that your characters are relatable and realistic. Slightly related to my last point, number 3, layers. People have layers, and so your characters should also have layers. Make sure that they have more than one trait. Do not fall into cliches. Just give them a ton of layers, like an onion. I'm Shrek now, apparently. So people are like onions, and so your characters should also have layers too, which technically ties into the last point and the next point that I'm about to cover. Point number 4, beware of cliches. Cliches are not relatable, and they're not realistic, and some of them are kind of offensive, so you should definitely avoid them. Like the bully, the mean girl, the nice guy, especially the nice guy. Likes it. So nobody should fall into these cliches. Real people don't, so your characters shouldn't either. It's really annoying and sometimes offensive, and so you should really try to avoid those cliches because they're not creative, they're not engaging, and thus not realistic. And finally, point number 5, study real life. Because you're a person, right? So you should be able to study people like yourself and other people around you. Even if you're like a hardcore 89% introvert like myself, then you are around people, like you talk to them on the internet, you see them on TV and in YouTube videos. Study what you notice about these people and apply it to your characters. Like, what makes this person likable for people that you like, what makes a person unlikable for people that you don't like, and then apply tips to your characters, because if your characters are like real people, they should be realistic, right? And so that is another thing that you could do to make your characters relatable. So those are all the tips that I have today for making your characters relatable and realistic so that your readers keep reading the book. So, cheesy way. Oh crap, what's my intro again? Hi there, human beings. I'm back. Oh my god. I really need to rehearse these things more, jeez. Cliches are the least relatable thing in the known book... No, in the known book universe. That's not words. I'm sorry, I can't talk today. Even though some... Oh, that angle's not correct. What happened? Did my thing... What? Sorry about that. Why does this make your characterable... Characterable? Okay, that's great. That's nice.